Good morning to all you technophiles and blog ones out there. Welcome to another Cyber Cynic podcast hosted by yours truly, Samisha. For this episode, we are going to discuss something quite interesting, the Network Readiness Index in the context of China. I will be joined by a fellow IT expert in a few short moments, but before that, I'm going to elaborate more on our topic for today. As you all know, the fourth industrial revolution has descended upon the 21st century and has created many exciting changes to the digital world. Considering this profound impact, it's imperative that we have a tool to measure this impact in order to analyze the performance of society in relation to these changes, and this will undoubtedly affect whether or not we make an investment in that country. The Network Readiness Index was a tool that was developed by the World Economic Forum to measure how countries incorporate information and communication technologies to boost the competitive position of the country, as well as improve the well-being of the citizens. To assist me with this decision of investing in China based on its NRI ranking, I'm joined by my colleague and IT expert, Denolan. Denolan, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, ma'am. Sure.
I've come to notice that the digital revolution is not solely dependent on economic power of a country, but also it's incorporated into every aspect of society. So China's ranked only 4 places higher than Sri Lanka, and it's ranked 19th worldwide. So do the overall environment and usage sub-indexes indicate that there's other important factors to consider? What are your views on this?
So the NRI ranking and economic status of a country can also distort the world's perception of that country. China is one of the world's largest goods manufacturers. However, the NRI ranking is lower due to the IT infrastructure. This may send distorted policy messages if the NRI is incorrectly compiled or misinterpreted, which is possible considering that data can be unreliable. In essence, the NRI ranking and economic standing of a country are not fully dependent on each other. However, it does still have an effect on the country.
That's a good point to bring up, Denolan. So the fourth industrial revolution will challenge the current behavior of human beings worldwide, and it will automate a lot of the skills that human beings pride themselves on. And of course, there's going to be people that resist this change. So do you think that the NRI will make a difference in this matter in terms of China?
Yes, I do think it will make a difference. It is important that people capitalize on the strengths that make us human, for example, creativity, being innovative, and having empathy. This is a great pressure experienced by many businesses and governments worldwide to innovate continuously. The NRI takes this into consideration as it measures the adoption of technology by businesses and governments under the usage sub-index. The culture in China is pragmatic and adaptable, therefore they should be able to improve their ICT use. Let's not forget that China is still a third world country, so there is room for improvement.
I definitely think that a lot of people forget that China is a third world country, considering that there's such a great economic impact that they have on the world is incredible. Any other factors that we should be considering if we want to make this type of investment in China?
Okay, let's look at it this way. There are approximately 194 countries in the world, and the NRI only includes 139. Since all countries are not included, the rankings of countries cannot be considered fully accurate. For instance, would China still be ranked 4 places above Sri Lanka if other countries are taken into account?
That's an excellent point, Denolan. I'm pretty sure countries like Greenland are not even considered to be countries. So how do we know what country to consider, what countries added to the NRI? It's definitely going to have an impact on their ranking.
Yes.
Do you think that data also plays a role in terms of China and our investment in China?
Yes, the lack of reliable data is a crucial reason as to why countries have been excluded from the NRI. Many countries within Asia, in fact like China, lack reliable and trustworthy data, which poses a problem in terms of the country's ranking. Some countries like China may be politically motivated to release unreliable data, which distorts the rankings, considering that they do have such strict censorship laws.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. These are some of the factors that we considered when we're making investments into a country based on their NRI ranking. So I think it's important for people to remember that whilst China is an economic powerhouse, it's not the sole focus at this point in time. We have to also look at their IT infrastructure and their growth for the future before we make a decision to invest. So I think we give them the benefit of the doubt, and there is still time for improvement, but China does need to invest more in its IT infrastructure before it is left behind. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us here today, and to Nolan, thank you as well. Thank you for listening. Peanuts.
You see something that's okay.